Hello and welcome to all of my Libras, cross watchers for Libras, or folks with major Libra placements. Welcome to your March 2023 predictions. If you are familiar with my astrocast from the past, this is going to be a very similar format, pretty much the same type of formatting, but instead of doing a weekly forecast for the week ahead for all signs, I'm going to be doing monthly forecasts for each of the signs individually. So yeah, it's going to be cool. We're trying something new. So for all of those who are new to astrocasting, I want to give a brief rundown so you can kind of have like an idea of what to expect. So as you see, we have this circular board that's divided up into 12 equal segments, and these represent the 12 houses of the zodiac and their natural areas of rulership. So what I do is I reach into my jar of teeny little tarot cards. Like, look at this little 8 of cups. He's walking away into his teeny tiny little life of his dreams. I reach in blindly and pull a few cards, and then I cast them on the board and interpret the energy of the cards in the area of life that it lands in and corresponds to. Keep in mind that this is with the caveat that this is going to be, excuse me, I'm sorry. This will manifest differently for each and every one of you, or this might look different depending on your personal astrology. So if you're looking for an astrocast for yourself, you can always check out my shop link in the description box below, and then DM me for your custom reading. As I mentioned before, this is going to be for, like I said, people with Libra placements, cross watchers. If you've got a Libra in your life, you want to know what to expect for their month ahead, or those of you with significant Libra placements. So for example, if you have a stellium in Libra, you could be wanting to take a look at this reading to kind of get an idea of how this month's energy will impact the areas of life that the planets in your stellium rule. There we go. I was struggling with my words. So with that, I think that's everything that I wanted to cover. Let's get into your month ahead. I hope you guys had a really great February. Where'd it go? I can feel where the card is. Here we go. Sorry, I have a hard time for some reason doing this, like talking with my eyes closed, which is ridiculous, but it's where we're at. Excuse me, I'm sorry, my allergies are terrible. Excuse me. So I'm being instructed to just take 3. Okay. So usually the way I do this is when a card is upright, meaning the bottom of the card is facing the inside of the wheel, then I take that as upright. When it's reversed, it's where the top of the card is facing the inside. And cards like this where it's on its side, the energy is in flux. So it looks like your 3 cards are on their side. Okay. You've got the 6 of Swords on its side in the 4th house. You have the 10 of Cups. Okay, I'm seeing this. On its side, bordering the 1st and 2nd house. And then, wow, the Wheel of Fortune on its side, bordering the 10th and 11th house. Okay. Excuse me, you have 2 10s. So there's a major cycle coming to completion, and I absolutely see this. For some of you, the first thing I'm getting with these 2 cards is you're moving homes. This is something that I feel like I'm hearing it's for the best. So there's a little bit of a bittersweet energy. It doesn't even really feel sweet, but it doesn't feel like full on, like it's not like, let's say your current home that you loved, like burnt down, right? It's not something like it's excuse my burp, I'm sorry. Like it's an all out disaster or emergency, but this has this energy where, like maybe because there's 2 children here and we have a child here, this might be something where it's like you're excited, like if you're expanding your family in some way, shape, or form, and that's like a good thing, but there's a sadness in having to leave your beloved home behind. Some of you have family that is relocating and you're being asked to relocate with them, so heavy emphasis on a partner or spouse here. Excuse me, but this could certainly correspond to other family that you live with. Some of you, your family member is moving homes, and this is you or your family member are moving homes, and this is causing an ending within a cycle in this connection. There's a huge emphasis here on home and family because the 4th house is our roots, our emotional foundations, our home. It's that maternal energy because it's ruled by Cancer. And while the 2nd house talks about our sense of security, and what we put value in. It can also talk about our our material possessions. So this would be more house, this would be more home, right? Feelings of home and then a house. And because both are coming up, and we have the Six of Swords is it is a healing card, but to me it's also an inner child healing, because it represents, it's wow, I can't talk, depicts the woman and her child in the boat. We have this energy of family here. We have a big energy of family and childhood. I'm so sorry, guys. Oh my gosh, sorry about that. So there is this, because all of the energies are on their side, they're all in flux. I kind of want to pull like a card for like when a card ends up in the center, that to me is like the thing that ties it all together. But I think I'm just looking for like the theme that ties it all together. Okay, these two came out together. I was trying to just pick one. We have the Fool and then the Five of Pentacles reversed. So yeah, you guys are getting a new opportunity. There's a new cycle that's starting. There's a new chapter that's beginning. I think this is something where it's going to be, with the Five of Pentacles reversed, really good for you. Like I said, you or a family member, a partner, a spouse could be getting a promotion, and this requires relocation, or this is going to allow you to move into a bigger home that's a better suit for your needs, or better suits your needs, excuse me. It's a better suit, yeah. You can move into a brand new suit. But there's like a little bit of sadness of having to leave behind like maybe your first home, or like the house where you had your first child in. There's this nostalgic feeling. So there is this new chapter where you are heading toward a much more abundant cycle, a cycle that's going to meet your needs more. There is also this emphasis here with the 10th house and the Wheel of Fortune of getting a lucky break in a career. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Excuse me, but this beautiful new beginning is either here or very soon on the horizon. The Fool, to me, even though it's like traditionally Aquarius's energy, I always get this Aries energy vibe off of it. So for some of you, this new beginning is coming in during Aries season, and it's on the horizon and you see it coming. And so this is why I feel like there's this like very significant feeling of wrap up here, right? We have those two tens, right? The Fool is the first card in the major arcana and the tarot all together, indicating that new cycle. So there's a lot here about having to leave behind the things of the past. The Fool carries, very little with them, indicating that there's very little baggage, right? You're leaving behind unfulfilling cycles of your past. This could be in your career with the 10th and 11th house. We'll talk about it in a little bit. This could be with family with the 6 of Swords in the 4th house. I'm seeing how this all fits together now. There we go. And then this also could be in terms of like your personal happiness. I don't know why I'm getting enlightenment. Like you're finding your own joy, finding your own sense of fulfillment and what that means to you. That's why, okay, cool. So the common theme here is this new beginning on the horizon. That's going to be, like I said, a much more abundant cycle. It's going to be a lot more nurturing and nourishing for you. So I'm seeing 3 different scenarios here. For some of you, with the 6 of Swords on its side in the 4th house, you've had a lot of inner child healing to do. And I think I'm getting this sense of you've done everything you can do in the current circumstances that you're in. So there's this, like, maybe if you've been in therapy, it's like the way your therapy has gone as far as it can, right? I'm having a really hard time talking. So some of you guys are having a hard time putting all of this into words. I am getting this sense, and I'm especially picking this up about the 6 of Swords, where it's like, when I say, the therapy, the way you've gotten it has gone as far as it can. I mean that, like, let's say you have been trying to unpack and unravel your childhood experiences or some repressed trauma that you're trying to kind of process, right? Maybe talk therapy has taken you as far as you can go, and now you're being prompted to try something new. Perhaps you're switching from CBT to EMDR, or perhaps you're going from talk therapy into somatic healing, right? Or you're starting to look at holistic healing, right? There needs to be a shift in the approach for a lot of you as well. I'm kind of picking up this energy of a conversation. Like you've been trying to figure out how to communicate this, specifically with family. Like how to communicate about your experiences, how to speak in a way that you will be heard, and how to, it's like you've been trying to bring this to your family members to mend the bonds. Excuse me. And I'm getting this lack of closure, right? So it feels like you're either going around in cycles with these people, or like you've reached an impasse, right? You've had to give yourself closure. You've had to cut your losses. And so I feel like there is this mixed bag of emotions where it's like, okay, I'm proud of the work I've done. I know this isn't reflective of me, but this person is unwilling to have this authentic communication. And so I'm not going to like put myself in this situation anymore. And there is like, you know, this sense of resolution, but not necessarily closure, if that makes sense. And I think that you guys are kind of just like moving, you know, in March, you're going to be moving forward finally, right? You're gonna, it's like, I don't know, I'm hearing like you're gonna stop talking. Like, you know, you're not gonna be talking, yeah, because my speech is evening out now. You're not going to be spending your time and energy, your precious time and energy, waiting for these people to get it, waiting for them to meet you halfway, meet you where you're at, waiting for them to listen, to understand, as opposed to, excuse me for my burp, listening and waiting to respond, right? Yeah, there's just this energy of I'm done talking about it. I'm done trying to make myself heard. I'm done. I've tried everything I can try. I'm all done. So some of you are going to experience that in March because, again, you know, either intuitively or you have information that there's this brand new cycle on the horizon. It's kind of like, I wish I could have solved this or tied up these loose ends and or taken you with me. But you've made your choices through your actions or lack thereof. You've made your choices through the conversations we've had. I accept that, and I'm just going to move on with my own journey because I've got good shit up ahead. Excuse me. For some of you, with this 10 of Cups on its side, bordering the first and second house, you've had to do a lot of major growth work when it comes to, you know, the first house is the house of the self. So this can kind of be like redefining yourself, but also redefining your own happiness. Because with the second house, excuse me, I'm sorry. This talks about the things that we value, and what we find a sense of security in, right? And I feel like there is something where your concept of home, your concept of emotional fulfillment was more fear-based than anything else. You're holding on to old programming and like old like comfort zones and security blankets. And I feel like these comfort zones were ones that, with the 5 of Pentacles reverse here, have shortchanged you in the past, right? This is like maybe, because the second house can also be talking about, since it's how we value things, it's also how we value ourselves. That's the internal manifestation. So for some of you, you've done a lot of growth work when it comes to learning how to appropriately value yourself, learning how to get greater clarity and self-awareness, and then how to apply that to figuring out what it is that you want, need, deserve, and expect, particularly in situations involving like you know, and a love partnership or family, whether it's your family of origin or like, you know, the family of, you know, chosen family that you would like to create at some point. It's just like this intense work around understanding what true happiness is to you, and you had to find yourself truly without fear, and especially with the 5 of Pentacles here, without fear of lack, right? Without, you had to be able to find yourself and figure out what you wanted, and then gain the courage to ask for it bravely, fearlessly, knowing that the universe is here to support you, right? Feeling worthy of the universe's support, feeling like it could be you. You could be the one to get what you want. And so in March, this energy is still processing through, but in March, I do feel like you're going to feel significantly better. Excuse me, you might be having a big breakthrough. They're showing me the 4 of Wands reversed. So this to me is kind of like dismantling what you thought would bring you a lot of happiness. And even though there's a little bit of uncertainty, there is like this personal victory of saying like, okay, I'm not going this way because I'm going to go find the way that's most authentic to my happiness. And this is kind of the energy I'm getting, is that there's this like packing something up. You might literally be preparing to move, just because we have, you know, home, we have movement here, we have energy moving here, we have new journey here. So some of you are packing up these old beliefs and these old ideas, and thus your old plans about what you thought was going to bring you happiness. And you're kind of making peace with your past, because there is this greater excitement and awareness about what is coming in the future. Now for some of you, sorry if you can hear my stomach grumble, I'm having a day, you guys, with this Wheel of Fortune boarding the 10th and 11th house. For some of you, you have been trying to get your career in alignment. I feel like if this one's your message, this is something you're already aware of. You've known for a while things need to change. A lot of you guys have been starting to kind of think about your soul's purpose. You've been asking for signs. You've been asking for clues, for hints. Excuse me. You've been asking for, you know, the universe to give you a leg up. And so a lot of you, I'm getting nesting. A lot of you are in this preparation phase, whether you realize it or not. So this could be where maybe you're questioning your current job. You're starting to really be like, wait, is this what I want? You might be starting to look into other career paths. This is, I'm almost picking up like subtle kind of energy as well. Like you're, if you're in a job that you know isn't really aligning with you, like maybe you're just like not taking on extra work if you don't have to, right? It's like, I don't want to open more tabs here because intuitively you know you're going to end up closing them. Like you're trying to kind of tie up loose ends a little bit, as well as start looking into this next phase. And for some of you, bordering the 11th house here, or not bordering, pretty much half and half, this 11th house energy as well, what this sort of like nesting energy is all about, is it somebody from your soul tribe who's starting to talk about, maybe they started their own business and you're like, oh, I've always wanted to do that. Or maybe they start bringing something to you like, I think you'd be really good at this. This could be this energy of you're talking about something you're passionate with somebody that you really just vibe with. And you guys, oh my God, sorry guys. You guys just start kind of like coming up with ideas. You start, trading ideas, like being sounding boards for each other. And you could see really easily how an excellent partnership could line up between the two of you. And this is where the wheels are starting to turn. I feel like this is in the back of your mind. This is intuitive, where you're like, okay, this is leading somewhere. This is going to be good. And so a lot of you are kind of getting the sense that whatever you're like looking at what you've already built for yourself, and you're kind of really evaluating how that can serve you moving forward. And if it doesn't, how you can extricate yourself from it. Because the 11th house to me, in addition to like friends and wishes coming true, excuse me, is the house that deals with soul tribe. And as a result, it's the people we do our spiritual work with, right? So it can talk about kind of your calling, so to speak, your role here as well. So a lot of you are kind of like, over the month of March, you're starting to sort of leave behind the past and start to make room. Like I said, nesting is the word that keeps coming to mind. Make room for this like new energy to start trickling in, right? This is where you start synchronistically hearing about something. Let's say you started developing an interest in Reiki, or excuse me, in energy healing, and then you saw like, ads for like Reiki courses, or like, you found out somebody you knew was a Reiki practitioner. It's like, it starts to pop up slowly but surely. These synchronicities start to pop up. Trust the signs, especially over this next month, in terms of where it's leading you to like do further research or kind of reach out and contact people. Trust those signs, because I feel like with this 11th house influence, you're on your way to meet your destiny, right? With these two houses, and with this 11th house influence, you're going to be given a lot of helpful people along the way who are going to point you in the right direction. So don't be afraid to start asking questions. Asking people, if you meet somebody who does something either as like a side gig or a hobby, or as their main profession, if it's something that you have an interest in, something that you might want to do, or something you feel called to, ask them questions. Ask them about how they got into it. Ask them about the process, just ask, right? Because Spirit's bringing these people to you as a resource for your own journey. So that's kind of what's going to be going on. But all in all, regardless of which of these situations ends up resonating most, the main theme here is that a new beginning is coming for you. And this is going to be one of a lot more levity, like I said, a lot more balance. It's going to be a lot healthier than it's been in the past. So I think that's everything that I'm seeing for my Libras ahead for the month of March. Feel free to come back throughout the month and let me know how this resonated and what ended up panning out. I love knowing. If you like this format, also feel free to leave that in the comments as well. I do read all the comments. I appreciate input. It helps me as I'm deciding what direction to take the channel in next. So yeah. With that, I will leave you for today. I'm wishing you guys a happy, healthy, prosperous month ahead, and I will see you soon. Take care. Bye.